You do that there? That album? Fresh off the curve. Kelly preserved. Nothing but balls in my word. Y'all don't know nothing about that, yo. They don't even know about it. That's what. Alright, so what's going on? It's your man J.R. Bang, and this is the first episode of the podcast, Let's Argue. For those who know about me, I like to put stuff on social media and let people argue about content, whether it's about sports, music, all that. I put my Proton pack, you know what I'm saying, like it's Ghostbusters, I throw my Proton pack up, and then I let people, let the light grab them. So I got with my man DJ Gemini, and I said, you know what, let's do this podcast. We're going to name it Let's Argue, because of course I like to argue. So yeah, that's what we doing. What's going on, Gemini?
Man, I'm just hanging in there, man. I'm here, my man Bang, JR Bang. Man JR, we just debate music on site. Like, just on the break, just, Jay, did you like the new joint? We just, on site. So, long time coming, you know what I mean? And we just, man, we just out here and, hanging out. You good, man. What up, Dirty Rice?
Now, the interesting thing about this podcast, so shouts out to the digital video producer, Licious, you know what I'm saying? He has his set up, and right now,
let's talk about the set.
We are in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's the kitchen already.
Of Radio 1 DC, you know what I'm saying? So the great thing about this podcast is you're gonna have people come past. You're gonna have people come through. You might hear we might have somebody who hear this conversation and be like, yo, you on BS right now, and here's why.
Yeah,
all right?
Definitely.
So this podcast is going to be the essence of Let's Argue, because when you're in high school and somebody hear you arguing about hip hop, and they just jump in. So you might have people jumping in, like for example, our first guest.
My guy, Kingpen Slim is here.
What's happening? I'm here. I'm in the building on the Let's Argue podcast, and I do a little bit of that on social media myself. So they gave me a call, said they was going to talk some music, sports, fashion. That's the stuff that I'm into. I'm an artist as well. So we here to kick it. I'm gonna give you my opinion as somebody who grew up in DC and what I liked at the time and what was speaking to me.
Now, Kingpen Slim ain't giving himself enough props, but Kingpen Slim is a legendary icon out here in these DMV streets.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the first episode. He's the first one I called.
Absolutely.
Because we had to make sure we called some folks that was knowledgeable and kind of knew what they was talking about when it came to this music thing.
Nice.
Are you done talking about the set?
No, well, tell us more about the set before we go.
Listen, shout out Kodak Black.
Free Kodak Black.
Free Kodak. And shout out Wild.
If he ain't do it.
But this is just all, I guess this is all that Licious, our guy Licious could really. And
this is
we forgot the adult chocolate milk.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that.
What is adult chocolate milk?
I think you just
adult chocolate milk.
You gotta be good.
And can't forget the beach ball. KYS beach.
So this is potential sponsor area.
Yeah,
let's go ahead and kick this off, right? So one of the reasons I think this is special is because we don't honor a lot of albums until it gets to that time, like it was his anniversary. But now it's March Madness. This is March Madness, and I always wanted to do this, so I was like, forget it. We're gonna do it for Let's Argue. This first couple of podcasts. 1998 was a great year in hip hop. Some people say that it rivals 96 or 93 or 95 when it comes to the best years. So I thought on the 20th anniversary of these albums, let's listen to them and think back and figure out really what was the best album of that time. So we're gonna start off with 1998, which was a dope year of hip hop. Lauryn Hill had her debut album released at that time. DMX debut album and second album came out in 1998. Jay-Z broke out in 1998. Plus you had a lot of people like Noriega with his debut solo album, Cameron with his debut solo album. At the time, the last album from A Tribe Called Quest. One of Master P's better works. Gangstar, Lyricist Lounge. This is when like the compilation album. So Lyricist Lounge and a couple others. Cash Money breaks out. You know what I'm saying? With Juvenile, 400 Degrees. So those are some of the ones that's going to be on there. But before we get to what's going to be on this list and break it down, I want to talk quickly about some of the albums that didn't make the list Shouts out to DJ Gemini who has sent me a couple of joints and some made and some didn't. But just gonna throw out a couple of albums and let y'all know these are some of the albums that didn't make the best of 1998 tournament. All right. So albums like Silk the Shocker, Charge It to the Game.
How? I did not make it. How?
Yes.
Come on, man. No Limit, everything. No Limit needs his own bracket. Oh, I'm done, man. I'm walking away. Ain't got no Silk. Silk.
We got P.O.
All because of my car.
He was garbage.
All because of my car. He was garbage.
He was hot garbage.
But you gotta understand, he was the youngest one. So
That
all
don't
the
mean
young
he should be
niggas was
garbage,
looking to
though.
Silk. We looked up to Silk. He was young and he was with P and them. He was a kid. Remember, wasn't he kind of like almost kind of like a kid at that time?
He was young.
Yeah, he was trash, but he was swagged up. He had the cars. He had no flow.
That don't mean that album. That album ain't even like when you just put it with the old No Limit.
Nah, it wasn't fire, but I was listening to it.
So Gemini was another album, and we was actually talking about the Def Jam marketing joint. And my man said it was Survival of the Illest. So one of the albums on the Survival of the Illest promotion didn't make it, and that's Def Squad El Nino.
El Nino.
Remember they had redid.
Yeah,
they
was
redid
that
the
the
Rappers
when they did
Delight.
the Rappers Delight? Yeah. Nah.
But
That don't belong on it.
No.
Nah. How do you remake Rappers Delight anyway?
It made people learn it though. Like
yeah, but I mean, God, hey, Redman still top 20, top 10, arguably.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest EPMD guy. Eric Simon's my guy.
Well, group wise,
But
it was a couple of No Limit albums that didn't make this list. I mean, of course, No Limit was just dropping albums every month.
Day.
Like if you really just grabbed the album cover and you saw what was coming up next, shouts out to Mercedes. But just off of No Limit in general, like I talked about Charge to the Game, but Young Bleed, My Balls and My Words.
So listen, stop. No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I'm not being funny or nothing. I don't even want to do this, but I got to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, My Balls and My Word is the best No Limit album ever.
Whoa.
Yes.
We got,
Young Bleed, My Balls and My Words.
It's the best album. I'm talking music.
Wow.
Rapping. It's the best album. It's the classic.
That was out Tupac.
How you do that there? That album?
Fresh off the curve. Kelly Preserve. Nothing but balls and my word. Y'all don't know nothing about that, yo. They don't even know about it. That's what it's totally show, man. Y'all don't know that Young Bleed was the best album on No Limit?
Oh no, man.
I'm telling you it was.
Another album that I liked on No Limit that I didn't put on
The Fiend joint
that didn't
was
make
fire. I'm talking about the best albums. I'm talking about who was the best rapper.
Max Shell Shock.
Shell Shock, he was the best pure rapper, but that wasn't the best album. My Balls and My Word, 12 songs, you put it on right now. Okay, when you leave here, put it on and don't skip. It's bigger records. I'm saying
the
best
game is
album.
to be sold, not to be told. Snoop didn't make it. Also,
no, I can't. He ain't get it together right there.
That was a decent album.
It was decent album. For my Chicago people, I know they're gonna get mad at me, especially especially my Crucial Conflict people. But Good Side Bad Side wasn't gonna make it, along with Twisted and Speed, Not Mob's Ability. E40 Element of Surprise.
The right person would have put it on there.
The issue, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand. That's the good thing about debating. Like everybody likes what they like. So for me, you know what I mean? Like Twister, people was listening to Twister around me. You know what I mean? That was a big thing.
And that was he had broke out with Adrenaline Rush before that.
Adrenaline Rush was the one.
That was the one. But I don't. Did that come out that year?
No, that was
okay. So if that was in whatever year that's in, it has to
that
be
was
on
definitely
anything.
I would have got shot.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I got shot if I didn't put that on there. And before we get to the list, it was one that I know we was talking about before this, but Yuck Mouth. Dubbed out the Appalachian.
Yeah, I mean Yuck Mouth only people only really got with him here in DC and maybe in Texas and maybe
Tech Nine was on that album.
And it's in Cali. But I mean like
just know that growing up
you still listening to Yuck Mouth. Like,
I still listen to that album though.
Yuck Mouth was an incredible rapper though.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He could really, really rap.
Nice.
So sold a lot of Yuck Mouth.
Alright, so look.
That album.
We got the first side.
Right. You can speak from that perspective.
Now Now for the first side of this, now I'm gonna go through the list. I'm gonna go through special. I'm gonna go through ones that I know we could talk about and debate about. We're not gonna go through the whole joint.
Okay.
Actually, you go to kysdc.com and you can click. You can check out the bracket and you can fill out the first round.
Laugh at the foolishness.
Yeah, we're gonna laugh at
they
it.
just
And then on the next Let's Argue podcast, excuse me, we're gonna go through the second round. So just think of this as March Madness NBA playoffs. Let's start at the top. I'm gonna tell you right now, the number one seeds on both sides is Lauryn Hill, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which I know we're gonna debate about, and Outkast, the Gemini. Now, as the second seeds, I have Jay-Z, A Hard Knock Life, and DMX, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. So those are the first and the second seeds on both. So I'm just gonna start with Lauryn Hill at the first seed versus DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood as the 16th seed in the first bracket.
So no disrespect to the homie Earl, good man Earl. We can't even really have that conversation. We need to
ain't even close. Yeah, that's not even close.
I'm just gonna throw this out.
L Boogie, we're not even gonna disrespect you and talk about
that's
it.
not even
We're not gonna debate that for no time.
God bless Earl.
Now, mind you, there's only 5 rap songs.
That's cool.
On Miseducation.
And I know you was going. I know you about to go there. I know you this. I told you this
was an early precursor for what rap music really is right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you can say at the time you were looking at it like that, but now if you can't sing and harmonize a little bit, you're not even an artist for the most part. So I think you could also say that was a groundbreaking, just all around hip hop album.
And you wrote it
in a way.
And you put it on here. So just
she got sued for all that though. That's another.
And listen, and the homie Earl, he got 2 entries on here, so I'm sure we'll show him some love a little bit later.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, but that ain't.
Let's say Lauryn Hill. I put Lauryn Hill as maybe a top 10 hip hop album ever, for my personal opinion.
I got a top 20 albums.
Mike Hundreds.
Any genre.
Yeah.
All right,
there you go.
So it looks like we're all gonna go with Lauryn Hill on that.
Yeah, we're not even going. We're not.
So I'm going to go to the second quad. Well, we got Outkast, Gemini
again
versus Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, we know how this first round. I mean, we know how the top seeds kind of normally go.
I don't know.
Hey, look, Monmouth is not beating Duke today.
yeah.
We're going to do that.
Complex, you know.
It's not going to be one of those 54 to 53 games at the buzzer when you played a boxing one all day and they were off. We're not doing that.
So
Gemini.
Second seeds.
You understand the oppression that the South was under at the time?
Yeah, when this came.
It's not even the same. They wasn't even rapping for the same thing. Gemini.
This is civil rights. This is civil rights.
It's too much.
All right, so we got Outkast on that. So Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life versus Onyx Shut 'Em Down.
Where's that at?
Flip the page. Flip the page. See?
Hard Knock Life gave
versus
us.
Shut 'Em Down.
Hard Knock Life.
That was dope though.
Yeah, it was. But that's the greatest. It's the greatest. This is the greatest hip hop artist, arguably, and this is his moment. '98 is his moment.
I agree.
98 is the arrival of Jay-Z, if you don't understand to know what that was. Jay-Z was, before that, he wasn't Jay-Z. There was people ahead of him in the New York hip-hop game. He was kind of like somebody that was like good, but you didn't look at him like he was about to beat Jordan.
Right.
And that was the year he went in the fucking gym and he came back with some shit that he didn't have before.
That's some shit.
And he took over, so.
Agreed.
But what about DMX versus Streets is Watching? It's Dr. Hell is Hot, DMX.
So for me, again, on Streets is Watching, you got to understand Streets is Watching at the time, as a kid, in my neighborhood, we would watch that shit.
Yes.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
This goes out.
We watched it. I knew that shit. Fucking bout it, and Streets is Watching. We would fucking pop the tape on them shit.
Shouts out to Mr. Servone in the back scene.
But I can't say that as a album. Yeah, as an album, as an impact of the movie and all that. If we gonna say that, but you gotta give DMX, because DMX '98 was his year as well.
Okay. So
right?
Gemini?
So we can't eliminate both. We gotta eliminate DMX.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. If we're just taking away popularity and somebody just said pound for pound, listen to this album, you don't know who these people are, and you say listen to this album, you don't know who these people are.
That's true.
I would probably lean a little bit towards. Listen, I'ma say it. I would probably lean a little bit towards Streets is Watching. Now,
are you picking it?
Now, no. This is what I'm gonna say. It's Dark as Hell is Hot is a very important album.
Okay.
All right, it's a very important album. It meant a lot. It stands for a lot. Now, let me back up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I'm gonna say. I thought Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood was a better album.
What?
Me myself. Then It's Dark and Hell is Hot. I told you I didn't get DMX. I didn't get DMX when he came out. I just didn't get it. I didn't own I never had a fucking pet. I can't curse on that.
So let me.
I'm like, I didn't have a fucking dog.
Yeah,
like I just didn't get it.
Then he was dipped in blood on the cover.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't want to walk around in blood.
Yeah, that was on the.
That was Flesh of My Flesh.
That was on Flesh, yeah. But
DMX's best
I
album
like
is his
Flesh.
first album, and it got progressively worse.
What was the first one?
Flesh
It's
was
Dark
was
and
good.
Hell is Hot.
So Flesh was the one.
Dark as Hell is Hot made me want to go to the tunnel.
But yo, what these bitches want from a nigga was on Flesh.
Nah,
wasn't it?
No, that was.
Nigga, that was on Flesh.
No, that was and
then.
Slippin' is on.
Slippin' was on there. Yeah, I like Slippin'.
Slippin' is a fire ass record.
Yeah,
Slippin'.
but that's is only got like 3. You picking DMX?
I'm picking DMX.
Alright, cool.
I'm picking DMX, but don't sleep. But
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
On that Streets is Watching.
To be fair, I like Streets is Watching more. You know what I'm saying? So, but that is.
I'll say that
Are we
too,
doing that?
right?
Are we doing that?
Yeah.
If I like one girl better than the other girl, she might not be prettier, but I like her more.
She might be
I like her
ugly.
more.
Right.
Well, she won't be ugly.
I mean, she might be.
She might just not be prettier than her, but she won't be ugly.
I'm gonna get
I mean, put what you want. This is what you
tough,
want, man. The people gonna vote on what they want.
I know what the people gonna vote.
But you vote with what you want for.
I'm
Yeah,
going with Streets
I
is
know
Watching.
people
I'm going
gonna
out
vote.
on them.
Slim going with
Going
I
Streets is Watching.
agree, man. I'm gonna jump out there. Slim jumping out there. I'm gonna jump out there.
Jump out the roof.
My truck and my truck.
Yes.
We going Streets is Watching.
Listen,
So, look.
iconic moments. Feel me? He ended the 4.0. He ended it. He ended a whole fucking truck before he was.
yeah.
Like this was the beginning of him ending shit. Jay had a 10 to 15 year run of ending shit. Meaning like if he said it wasn't it, then it wasn't it. It was done.
It was some shit on
Listen,
that.
I'm not telling
look,
you.
man.
What was
It
man?
was a dude in my hood. I swear to God.
Okay.
It was a dude in my hood named Mike. This is a real story. He had a 4.0 Range Rover. Big homie. He was pumped up. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you know, this was when everybody was doing that. So I used to ride in it with him to Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? I was like his little man that he would take on little moves.
Okay.
To ride with him to Georgetown. When that shit came out, he got rid of that shit, bro.
You got 4.6.
No, he didn't get a 4.6. He got something. He got
What's the difference?
a green BMW. What was it? The 535. What was the station wagon green BMW?
I know
the
what
station wagon BMW. You know which one
I
I'm
don't know
talking
numbers.
about.
I'm too broke to know the numbers.
There you go.
But I know what you're talking
He
about.
got that.
Cocksucker beat it.
But he got out of that. Because your man had got that shit out of there, man.
So real quick, let's argue podcast. JR Bang, DJ Gemini, Kingpen Slim is checking in with us for the first episode. Best albums, rap albums of 1998. We're revisiting them. Make sure you go to kysdc.com and check out the list and vote. We're going to announce the winners next podcast along with a new guest on deck. So make sure you check it out. I'm going to go with some of the important matchups here.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go to the second one, so turn it around. I know you was looking at me crazy when I put these two against each other, but you might as well say they brothers. Terror Squad on deck. One debut album versus the third one, I believe, from Fat Joe. But we got Capital Punishment versus Don Cartagena, Fat Joe.
I'll go first. I love Don Cartagena. I thought it was a great album. And a lot of people thought, I would say, was that like his first commercial when he started really getting a couple dollars buying some real
because he got a couple of dollars. Because he got
Puff was on that joint.
Yeah,
Puff was on there. I think like Kid Capri was on. Like it was a dope album. But Capital Punishment.
Ain't that the album with your man K Dude? Nah, that ain't that album.
Nah, Don Cartagena.
Don
Cartagena came out. He came out with the print. Niggas was using Primo beats for like their first song. Like everybody. But anyway. Capital Punishment, top 15, top 20 greatest hip hop albums ever made.
It's kind of hot for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
I wasn't the biggest
yeah,
Pun
I
fan.
mean, that's a different argument.
I'll say I wasn't the biggest Pun fan.
I wasn't the biggest Pun fan either, but I mean, like, that was.
But Deep Cover's on that. Deep Cover 98 is on that.
All that. Yeah, I got it, and it hurts to knock Dog Cutter's out because I used to rock that album.
So I'm gonna switch this. I'm gonna switch this, and I'm gonna go to Slim because Slim, you had said when we first met over the phone, we was talking about doing this. You mentioned My Homies as being an amazing album, and I have it going against Cannabis, which a lot of people really love that album. I don't. I think I'm the only one I know that hates that album. So I know I'm picking Scarface. But talk about My Homies and why you picking My Homies over Cannabis, if that's where you going.
My Homies. I know for a fact I bought My Homies from him. I don't know if I got it from him or if I got it from his father, but I know I got it from the shop. I just remember going to get it. I remember what it meant to me. I remember what it meant to DC at the time. Okay. I still think that, first of all, you can really play a record off My Homies right now. Go to your day party and play Fuck Faces.
Dad,
now you don't. I'm not saying end your day party with it, but in the beginning when it's cool, play Fuck Faces right now. Play it right now. Play it right now.
Oh, well.
Now let's talk about the verse on Win, Lose, or Draw. It's probably one of the best rap verses ever, Scarface. I read the book of Revelation. Now I realize we in Revelation. So on that note, I make this statement. I mean, no, Cannabis, no. My Homies.
Yo, I actually like the Cannabis album, but it ain't.
You looking at this list?
Wasn't My Homies like a triple CD or a double CD? It was a double. I knew it was something like that.
Ain't Homie from Minister Society on that album? Ain't Kane from Minister Society on that album?
He could be. Is that the one when they had? Is that the one when they had Larry Hoover calling from the feds? They had one album like Larry Hoover called from the feds.
I think Kane from Minister Society on it because he's rapping for a little bit. And he was on Rap a Lot.
It's hard.
People gotta understand, like, you know.
That's gonna get interesting next
Rap a Lot.
Oh, it's going to get
interesting next round.
It's going to get interesting. As you see,
That's Pun versus Scarface.
Pun versus Scarface.
We'll talk about that later.
Pun versus Scarface might get somebody.
Somebody gonna get shot.
Alright, so
that's why you did it.
Yeah, so Gemini, I know you look.
It'll be the first fight on the Let's Argue podcast. The first fisticuffs.
And that's what we want here on Let's Argue. All right, Gemini, looking at this list, man, I know there's a couple for me, but what you see on this list that is like, yo, this
that's giving me a headache, or that
give you a headache, or it's tough, yeah.
Tough. Doc's the name, Money, Power, Respect. That's a tough one.
I know one is tough.
The Pete Rock versus Gangstar.
That Nori versus Cameron matchup for me.
That versus not yet. Nori Cameron. Yeah, that's probably
that's a good
the toughest.
That's an 8-9 matchup.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
It's an 8-9.
Yeah, that's an 8-9.
That's a tough one right there for me.
So where we going?
I'm going Noriega.
Yeah, I'm going Noriega too.
But that's by a close margin because I think for me, I was the only person in my hood that had Cameron's Confession of Fire. That was one of my Columbia house buys that I never paid them nothing but the penny for.
From
the TV guy.
Yes.
From the TV guy.
Cameron's Confession of Fire was a definite purchase from Columbia house.
I just remember this dude living in my neighborhood. I think he was from Jersey. Jabbar, I believe his name was. And he would put us on to all of that. And they had a song in that joint. I think it was called Body in the Trunk.
Body in the Trunk. Yeah.
That shit was hard.
That was hard. Track Masters, if I'm not mistaken, Track Masters did like that whole.
He just posted.
The Track Masters.
Yeah, that was like kind of like
So Track Masters had all the Queens guys. Yeah. They had Nas a lot too.
Yeah, Track Masters. Yeah, like it was some mean. Yo, when Nori was on he was on it. Nori had a pen, man.
Listen to Super Thug. You might still play Super Thug in the club.
Oh yeah, I think
like we kind of laugh Nori off sometimes a little bit, like just because you
Nori had a
interviews and he funny.
Nice underrated run, and that album still has my favorite Noriega song on there, which is The Assignment with him and Busta Rhymes.
good album.
Like the whole Flip Mode squad. Well, not the whole Flip Mode squad. It was him and Split Star, Noriega, and I forgot my man's name on there. But they was all going back and forth.
Everybody in the trunk like two, it might be like 3 different ones.
Somebody
Like it like kept like Nas put one on like his album. They like redid it again,
But
like
that
on
was
some
Body in the Trunk.
friend of foe type.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
back.
Type.
I need to get
Speaking
back.
of,
That was a
another tough one. Another tough one that I threw on there for the folks was Juvenile's 400 Degrees, which was very big for Cash Money. It really kicked them off. I mean, they had songs.
The biggest album in the streets.
Right.
At the time,
but I know a lot of people on the East Coast is probably going to think, or if you was just trying to rob people.
Go up, yeah.
Yeah, if you go up and you was a stick up kid, you like MOP.
Yeah.
But then you also have a lot of people that didn't necessarily really like Juvenile. They just like Ha.
I didn't get Juvie. Like when it came out, I didn't like Ha.
But until then, I'ma be hustling behind the project building.
It took me a while, and you know, like now.
But that ass.
I got it right away. You know what I'm
get it.
saying?
Yeah,
Juvie, we got that shit right away. That was the shit. It was hot in the streets. I remember he was talking all that street shit on there. Juvie was bigger than Wayne at the time, even though Wayne was always my favorite. Wayne, I called that early. I said
Lil Wayne was the throwaway.
He was.
If you needed,
He was better than them though. He could rap better than them.
But if you wanted a verse from somebody from Cash Money, and you couldn't afford Juvenile or BG, like I just get Wayne. I just get Wayne. That was at that time though. A lot of people don't remember that or understand that, but yeah, that was the.
I mean, the MLP album.
Truth be told, see what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you a different perspective. You know what I mean? I'm talking from the perspective of a young 15-year-old dude who probably like had a little crack to sell back then. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like Juvie, Lil Wayne, The Block Is Hot. That was the shit to us. I know that's not on there. So I had to shout out Lil Wayne.
With all due respect, did the MOP album really even leave New York? I mean, did you buy that?
Is that the one with Cold as Ice and all of that shit?
No, that's the second one. That's
later.
Warriors. But First Family for Life is the album with Jay-Z for Alarm Blaze. So it kind of left. But I'm going.
I didn't even buy that album.
I didn't even buy it. Me and my homie was like album buyers. We'll go to.
I didn't even buy that joint. Like, you know, I mean, so I don't even know if I'm giving it a fair shot. You know what I mean? But I didn't even. And I didn't even.
But you know what? That's what we want you to do here. Let's argue when it comes to these couple of ones. We want you to give albums a fair shot. Because I know a lot of people are going to look like, for example, I did Goody Mob versus DJ. Goody Mob Still Standing versus DJ Quick Rhythmalism.
Right. Now respect the Quick, you know, because Quick is fire, and I think that's a fire ass album. But to be honest with you, you know, listen. The shit that fucking Goody Mob and Outkast, like the shit that they were representing. What you see, what's going on right now, it couldn't be like they right. It's another different conversation now, but they did so much. They did so much for their region. They did so much for them kids, and it's like you from Atlanta, you could be like a D-list rapper and come out and get you.
Pierce's Lounge really kicked it off. Rockers kicked it off for a lot of cats.
Was Eminem on that shit?
I think he was on that one or the second one. But even that DJ Clue, like that was tough.
Yeah, but Clue,
professional with that was the first mixtape to go platinum.
I think so.
That was his. He was too lit. He was too lit at that time.
All right, so Gemini, before so now I'm about to throw a couple of ones that I know is going to start arguments that people definitely have to revisit. And I know you was really perplexed. Use that word like, come on, fam. 8Ball lost. Technically, it was a triple CD, but that third CD had like stuff from Universal Records on there. Versus Funkmaster Flex, the mix tape value.
I'm gonna say it's the DJ in me. I know y'all is. But listen, before we started the podcast, man, I went and looked at that Funkmaster Flex track listing.
And Value 3 is probably the best one. By far.
Slim, I know what you thinking. I know what you said.
I'm biased though because
now this is the thing with it. Now this is the argument I have, right, is that Flex doesn't own a lot of the records on it. What I mean is that he made it like a real mixtape. So he got like Jay-Z Ain't No Nigga on there. That ain't really his record. Mm-hmm. But the freestyles on there.
Mm-hmm. Homeboy's Girlfriend, and the joint with No Limit and Suave House.
Son.
That's the two joints people are gonna name off top. But other than that, are you listening to 8 Ball Lost?
It was a triple CD, bro.
I sold a lot of that loss. You know what I mean? When I
but you're
when I
right.
ran the record store, I sold a lot.
But it was a triple CD though.
Triple CD, yeah. I mean, like
you know what I'm saying? Like, we give him credit for that, right?
We give
him credit for that. There wasn't nobody doing no triple CD. Maybe P. I think P had one.
I'm picking Funkmaster Flex.
I'm going with Flex.
That's fair.
I'm going with Flex.
I'm gonna
But that 8 ball.
I think I'm gonna reluctantly go with Flex too.
Okay.
You know.
And another one.
I don't know about that.
Another one that I know that's going to cause arguments is Busta Rhymes, Extinction Level Event versus Method Man.
I was looking
Cal
at that.
2000.
I was looking at that.
Well,
that's a tough one to me.
that is a tough. That's another 8-9.
That's a head scratcher. Part of me wants to go with Busta Rhymes, but then I'd be like, but that Method Man.
Busta Rhymes was the bigger artist at that time, wasn't he? Or is that what?
Is that
messing with that? Is all I need to get by and all that?
No, yes, that's after that. But I'll say kinda because Busta Rhymes got big off of that album. He was already like, I would say, on his way. But the song with him and Janet Jackson took that off. Yeah. Where Method Man was already big because he had the Method and Mary joint going, and he's a member of Wu-Tang. So he was essentially the lead dog on Def Jam at that time.
He was a big dog on Def Jam. Him and Redman.
So I would say that's where one went up and one went down. But is it because of the album or just because one song on the album?
That's when you listen to those albums pound for pound. I'm going Busta. I'm going Busta. I gotta really revisit that track listen one more time.
Okay.
But I'm going Busta.
So look.
Method Man, that first Method Man album was the Method Man album.
Yeah. So look, I think we've debated enough. No, but let me break down these joints for you one more time. If you don't know, and once again, go to KWest.
You didn't even get into the Tribe Called Quest versus Master P.
Because I think Master P is gonna win that.
Yeah, that's
okay. Let's talk about that.
I think Master P is gonna win that.
Well, nobody listens to that.
But that's gonna piss some people off because
they're
not gonna understand that love movement wasn't the
album. The J Dilla,
the J Dilla joint. Like,
listen, we respect. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole.
Nah, man. Master P, we ain't about to do that. We gonna go with P.
And that was like when they were like kind of, weren't they kind of like?
Wasn't P a double album?
They were beefing and
Yeah, it be the last year. That was what happened with the girl. Yeah, where the hot boys at? Right here, over there. Mystical's voice on that was stellar.
Yeah,
So what I'm gonna do right now before we end this off, I'm gonna
still play that right now.
Yeah,
I do. I do.
So I'm gonna go down this list real quick. We're gonna hot take it before we end this off and everything. So going with the first quad, we got Lauryn Hill, Miseducation versus Lauryn Hill versus DMX, My Flesh, My Blood. We got Lauryn Hill. All right, so Noriega versus Cameron, Nor versus Confessions of Fire. I got Noriega. What you got, Jordan?
I got Nor.
All right, Slim, you got?
Yeah, Nori.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So that sets up a round 2 with Noriega versus Lauryn Hill. I know where I'm going with that one.
Much of a round 2.
I know I'm going.
It's not much of a round 2.
All right, so
Valparaiso is not beating me. They are who we thought they were.
All right, man, we got A Tribe Called Quest versus MP The Last Time. We all go with P.
Yeah, I gotta go with P.
Goody Mob versus DJ Quick. I got DJ Quick on that.
Okay.
Well, y'all got Goody Mob.
I'm gonna go with Goody Mob.
Doc's the Name 2000, Redman versus The Locks, Money, Power, Respect.
Locks.
I got the Locks.
Locks.
By a slim margin.
Wasn't Benjamin's on that shit?
Nah, that's on
That was
Puff's
on No Way
album.
Out shit.
That's the Money, Power, Respect. I want to thank you. I think you think I.
No, what album was that? No Way Out. What was that?
That's on We Are Street.
What album was that? No Way Out.
Yeah.
Benjamin's is on No Way Out. When did No Way Out come out?
No Way Out came out in 97.
Yeah, that was
Oh, okay, it wasn't that yet.
Hold on, y'all. So Money, Power, Respect. Of course, Money, Power, Respect was on.
Yeah.
That's the Swizzy one. The one Swizzy did. This is
No.
not Bad Boy.
Yeah. No, they own Bad Boys. That's that.
Money, Power, and Respect. It had Kim and then D.
Something We Are the Streets. We not bad.
Yeah.
I'm getting them mixed up. It's still better than Dustin, man.
Okay.
It's still better than Dustin, man.
If
you think I'm jiggy.
Yeah.
If you think I'm jiggy. Yeah, that's right.
Black Star, Most Def, Talib Kweli versus Flip Mode, The Imperial. What we got?
I'm going with Black Star.
Yeah, and even though I like the Imperial.
I think
like that album.
And low-key, I think Black Star's album is going to go very far.
I agree.
In this.
I agree.
8 Ball Lost versus Funkmaster Flex. I had Funkmaster Flex.
No.
We have an upset here, it looks like. At least for us.
What's up, Rick? Show? Come on, man. You good, bro? Good, man.
Slim.
I guess we'll go with
You go. Let's go.
He said he get credit because he had a triple album, man.
Yeah, we go with Flex.
Okay.
You going with Flex?
And then we all got Jay-Z over Onyx Shut Him Down. All right, so in the second quad, we got Outkast versus over Black Eyed Peas.
Man, don't put the Black Eyed Peas. I mean, don't put them. Man,
I think it was a very underrated album that year too. GameStop Moment 2 versus P-Rock Soul Survivor. I had P-Rock. That's a great 8-9.
I got P-Rock Soul Survivor.
What we got,
I'm going with that P-Rock. That P-Rock. Listen to that when you get in the car.
Yeah, I just remember them beats. You know, if I can remember them P-Rock beats, I'm going to have to go with P-Rock.
Okay. Lyricist Lounge Volume 1 versus DJ Clue the Professional. I have a feeling that the internet is going to pick Lyricist Lounge. I'm going with the Professional.
Yeah, well, I'm going Professional. Internet's going to pick Lyricist.
Juvenile 400 Degrees versus MOP. We all picked Juvenile. Well, yeah, we picked Juvenile.
We ain't going to play with you like that.
Busta Rhymes versus Method Man. I'm going with.
But I might change it the next.
I'm going with Busta.
But I'm going with Busta.
Big Pun versus Fat Joe. Capital Punishment, Don Cartagena. We all have Big Pun. Scarface, My Homies versus Cannabis. We have Scarface. DMX.
Yo, but for the record, second round knockout was better than that shit LL fucking came out with. We could debate that shit. For the record, before you just throw away second round knockout, because you just threw it away real quick. Like, yo, Cannabis. Like, just don't disrespect second round knockout.
We're gonna disrespect him.
Yeah, man. But, all right.
And it looks like to me that Slim's picking Streets is Watching soundtrack. As he shakes his head, what about you? I'm going with DMX. So
bias.
I'm saying Streets is Watching. I think I said that earlier. You know, the internet is gonna pick DMX. The internet is gonna pick DMX. Everybody watching is gonna pick DMX.
Just remember that this Streets is Watching is the soundtrack, not Jay-Z in My Lifetime.
Somebody is yelling right now, but that soundtrack, son.
I know. Rail was on there.
Rail Love for free?
Yes.
Oh, this love for free.
Was Jay talking that shit?
Was Up and Smoking there?
Yep.
Watching my life go down.
Chris John,
yeah.
I think that might have been on there too.
So look, remember, go to KYSDC.com. All right, one more time. Go to KYSDC.com. All right, this is the Let's Argue.
For that soundtrack.
Look back. All right, what was the best albums in 1998? What's gonna happen is next week we're gonna reveal the winners of it, and then we're gonna talk about round 2. So this one might have been a little bit easy for y'all, but if you look at this list, round 2 and on 4, it's gonna get very, very difficult. Any last words, Gemini?
Hey man, I thought this was simple. I don't think it's gonna get that difficult until maybe next week. I mean,
next week gonna be hard.
Yeah, next week. I mean, you got. You know, I'm just looking into some stuff we're gonna be fighting over already. This Pete Rock versus this DJ Clue. I'm just looking at a lot of stuff over here.
Dog, how are you going to come to any conclusion of what the best album was? It's like 5 albums.
That's what
on
we're gonna
there.
be arguing.
It's
But
like
I
5
already
albums.
know the
It's
best
like
album.
5 albums. The best album.
We know the best album.
But isn't it kind of a little bit debatable?
Yeah, it's very debatable.
We know what the best
all
album
three
is.
of us probably have different best albums.
From 1988, I mean,
The best album is definitely gonna be debatable, but I mean,
between them 2 number 1 seeds.
Yeah, I know what I'm looking. I was looking at JR. We're extending this whole thing, but I was looking at JR. I posted it on his thing, and they were already saying like all your. I don't know who your followers are. And I'm no disrespect to JR's followers on his Facebook page, but I mean, it's just the most ludicrous stuff that I read on your Facebook feed. It is too. I read the most ludicrous stuff, and I gotta catch myself. I'm driving, I'm yelling in the truck.
Don't they?
So that's what this is for.
We start conversations. That's what we do on Let's Argue. So, hey man, Kingpen Slim, go ahead and plug.
Yeah, Kingpen Slim, you know, I got a new single out right now, Stash, that's on Spotify. The last album I put out, Life After Doubt, was critically acclaimed. You know, shout out to all the blogs that did that. We called it one of the best albums come out of DC, so you can check that out.
Off the artwork alone.
Appreciate that. I had to give him the Coogee and all that. So I brought the Coogee back. But yeah, check out the new record Stash. And you can follow me on Instagram at Kingpen Slim or on the Facebook page at Kingpen Slim.
Alright, so look, without further ado, man, we're gonna go ahead and just end this. Have a good time. Tired of arguing. Alright,
I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. I gotta eat something.
I'm hungry. But hey, y'all go ahead and continue that argument. Once again, we're about to post that link. So go ahead and check it out and vote and comment, because we're gonna be reading your comments on the next podcast too. So, you know, shouts out to Kingpen Slim for going through. Make sure you go ahead and follow and get all of that joint, you know what I'm saying? And you'll never know who's going to be in that seat next week, you know? Bob and Tony might be up in the seat next week. Hey, how y'all doing? They might be on the seat too. Go ahead and put the camera on them real quick, Liz. They But nah, man, you never know who might be up in the seat. But man, that's been the first episode of Let's Argue. Shouts out to Kingpen Slim, JR Bang, DJ Gemini. We are out. Continue the argument online.